What is up, guys? It's Jake from Team Insanity here. I'm just filming outside because it is a gorgeous day out here in Michigan. Don't really get too many of them, and you know it's going to be coming to an end here, so don't mind if I'm just outside right now. So basically, I'm bringing you guys the Planet Eclipse Gtek. We gave this gun away. First place claimed the prize, so I'm going to send this out to them tomorrow, actually. So thank you for everyone who entered the giveaway. We will be having another giveaway probably eventually. We don't know what it is. We're going to probably wait until after Cup and Extravaganza. Considering that we bought $2,000 worth of gear this year and gave it away, and we bought a brand new Dye M2 and a brand new Gtek, kind of killed our budget a little bit because we went all the way up to the top and gave away a high end. So that's kind of that. Now what I'm going to be diving into is the Planet Eclipse Gtek. Now most of you guys probably know that I am not the biggest Planet Eclipse fan in the world. I'm not like, oh my gosh, the Geo is the best gun in the world because it shoots, it never breaks down, and the LV1, blah blah. I am not the biggest Planet Eclipse fan in the world. I shoot Dye, I shoot Bob Long, I have Empire guns, I have lots of guns. I do own a Geo 3.1 now, but again, as you guys know, I'm not the biggest, most biased towards Planet Eclipse. So if you're very one-sided, you might as well turn off the video now, because I'm going to hit you with some real facts right about now. So first things first, it's basically like the Etha, except it's a Geo side of like the Egos. You know what I mean? If you guys, it's basically a lower end Geo. I mean, that's literally what this is. It's not, you have the Egos and you have the Geos. Okay, they're basically built on the same frames. You know, the LV1 and the Geo 3.1 and 3.5, basically the same everything until you get to the top half. Pretty much all just reused parts, pretty much the same thing. So you get the same grip frame as the Etha, which again, I'm not the biggest fan of the grip. The reason why is just how fat it is compared to other guns in the price range, such as the rail, the axes, that kind of stuff. To me, it's a little bit bulky, but to be quite honest, I'm kind of used to it because I've been shooting it for the past couple weeks, and every now and then, now I'm just kind of used to it. But when I go and I shoot the M2, and I mean, I know it's a $1,500 gun, but just put the price aside, but when I would go shoot the M2, when I would go shoot a reflex rail, the axe, or I'd get any other gun in my hand other than a Planet Eclipse gun, like a Bob Long, even the low run Bob Long guns, like the Bob Long Phase, that kind of stuff, the grip frame just feels more finished. And I'm not talking about the composite parts, I'm just saying more finished. I feel like they almost rush their grip frames. Like it's not uncomfortable. I wouldn't say it's the worst grip frame I've ever felt, but it's not something that I enjoy. It's not like I put it in my hands and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is the best grip frame ever. That's not really it. That's not what I really think about it. I'm not saying it's bad, but I'm not saying it's great either. It's not something to die for. It's not a big selling feature of the gun, I'm not gonna lie. So if you guys are buying this for the ergonomics, hats off to you. But what I do like is how the grip is finished up to the regulator. Feels really, really nice. I have to say is that it does feel finished in the front. You obviously still get the normal garbage shaft 4-barrel. To me, if I were to own this gun, I would obviously have to upgrade to the shaft barrel. Not the best. I could do the shaft 5, sort of, maybe, but I would probably just stick a, boomstick on here and just call it good. Or even, an Empire Super Freak barrel with an Apex tip or something on it and just call it good for woods ball kind of thing. Feed neck, it's gonna hold your hoppers. It's a clamping feed neck. There's nothing for me to really say about it. Cool thing is that the Gtek offers the toolless, not toolless I should say, because even on the Geo 3, if you didn't torque it down with an Allen key, you could get it off without a tool. But it's just a pop up and pop up the little back cap so you can pull out the bolt like the Geo 3.5. Really, really cool. So not a lot of companies actually offer that in their lower end guns, even though this is a mid-end gun. But also has the Oops ASA. Nothing crazy. It's an on-off ASA. This day and age, we need an on-off ASA. I'd be really upset if they didn't. It's flush, it comes out of the front of the ASA. It doesn't come out of the side, so you have a macro line hanging out of the side. So that's what I really like. So it's finished, so you have nothing on the side so you can run into it when you're switching hands, that kind of stuff. So it is very, very finished, feels really nice that way instead of having macro line off on the side. But other than that, the grips, they feel a little hard, but after we've used them and after, I mean, we've had this gun basically since the day it came out. We had it on pre-order. Lone Wolf got it to us really fast. The grips feel really, really bad at first. I'm not going to lie. They feel plasticky. But once we doused it in paint and used it all in Living Legends, I mean, this thing was used in Living Legends the entire time. Nick was using it, Jacob was using it, I think John shot it. We were passing it off to random people. So if you were there and you got to test our Gtek, and thank you for not walking off with it and actually coming and returning it to us. But yeah, the grips, since we've actually really, really broke this thing down, it took a while, is that the grips finally have sort of worn in a little bit, so they're not as stiff. That is very, very nice. Has normal eye covers. It's decently flush, so if you run your hand across it, I mean, obviously you're gonna feel it, but it's not a big, woo, there's eye cover sticking out, you know what I mean? So the trigger, I'm not gonna lie, I mean, it's still a plain Eclipse trigger. It's not that amazing, but it's not shitty either. It has decent adjustment. You can adjust it, but it's not like my first feature of the marker that I would tell people is, oh my god, feel this trigger. It is a lot better. It does have some nice spring to it. It's all right, but I have felt a lot better triggers out there. The X trigger is definitely better. I mean, I'll just leave it at that because that's just in the price point. So overall, just the build of the gun. I mean, I can list off all the features to you, but you guys can basically go on google.com or, you know, anything like that and just figure out the features yourself. So why am I here? I'm here to tell you my experiences with the gun. So basically, we have, like I said, used this gun a lot, and I'm not gonna lie, I don't know the last time this gun was cleaned, and just by looking at the bolt, it's been a while. So there's a guy on YouTube, Madman PB, I think, or something like that. He comments pretty regular on our videos. Seems like a pretty cool guy. He actually made a torture test video, not an insanity torture test where he drags it behind a car and blows it up and, you know, does some crazy stuff like we do to it. But what he did is he took the bolt out. He literally like put like glue and Teflon tape and stuff on the bolt and froze it, and it still shot. I think he froze it, something like that, and it still shot. And I'm not gonna lie, like I said, I don't know the last time this has been cleaned. I'm about to clean it here for you guys in the maintenance video, but because we used it at Living Legends and we passed it around to so many people, at Living Legends alone, I think Nick shot 3 cases through it, and then you had Jacob that shot 3 cases through it, plus everyone else who got their hands on it. God only knows how many times they shot it. We didn't clean it after Living Legends. I literally pulled this thing out of the box like 2 weeks after because we were going to practice for a tournament. We went to Lone Wolf, and I pull it out, and the body was still covered in paint. It was still white. And of course it was because Jacob didn't use it last, or Jacob used it last, that he didn't wipe it down. I mean, it was filthy. It was covered, okay? So it was not clean. Nick put the barrel on it without any cleaning the gun, the inside or anything. I mean, he just roughly wiped down the exterior and went out there and was playing points with the Gtek, and it worked perfectly fine. And that was kind of pretty cool. So that's the thing that you really get with Planet Eclipse, is that you get the reliability of their marker. You really can beat the living crap out of their guns. I'm not saying they're the most reliable guns on the market, because I wouldn't place it above a Tippmann, but they are very, very reliable. I would not suggest what we did to this marker for you, just because, again, I'm always the kind of guy of after every single day that you use it, or right before you go use it, normally right before I go play paintball, because I have so many guns. I have like 11 or 12 guns just sprawled out in my house. I don't even know where they're all at. I walk around and there's just guns everywhere, okay? I have 12, 13 guns just laying around. I don't really know all the time which one I'm going to use, so normally I'll go and I shoot my Geo. I'm not going to clean it until sometimes I go and I actually go play, because just when I come home, I'm so tired after playing. But say if I'm going to go use my Vanquish, I'm going to pick up my Vanquish the day before I play and clean it. That's what I suggest you guys do to your markers. That's what I always suggest. That's what I suggest to this. But again, we didn't do that, and we proved that it's still, like I said, I don't know when the last time this was cleaned, because I know Jacob didn't do it, and I know Nick didn't do it, and I haven't had this gun in my hand for about a month or two, and it's been used throughout that month or two, so I don't really know the last time it's been cleaned and maintained, but I know it's been a hot second. So just in general, they can withstand a brutal beating, so just keep that in mind. Now, would I go use this gun in a tournament? Now, I'm not going to lie, if I was on a budget, would I use this gun in a tournament? Hell yeah, I would use this gun in a tournament. I could totally see someone playing a D5, D4 tournament with this gun, or even just a beginner paintball gun. Just in general, just a beginner paintball tournament, any 3-mans at your field, anything like that. I can see anyone just going out and playing with this gun. You don't need a $1,500 gun to play tournaments. Like I said, I think it was Jason Edwards, it was either Jason or Jacob, actually went out during World Cup when they were still when Tampa Bay Damage was the team, but they were still die damage at the time. He went out there and played with a reflex rail in the rain. Like, how many people go out, instead of shooting the die DM13 and DM14 at the time, he went out there and shot a reflex rail. Why? I have no idea why, if it was marketing, but he went out there and played all of World Cup shooting a $500 paintball gun. That was really cool, and I wish I could see Ryan Greenspan actually take this bad boy out and go play, you know, World Cup or something like that, or just some of the Dynasty guys just in general go out and use this gun. That would be really, really cool to see, to watch the professionals actually use lower end guns to prove that you don't need a $1,500 gun to play tournaments. So would I use this in a tournament? Hell yeah, I would use it in a tournament because I know that it works. Is it the smoothest shot in the world? Absolutely not. Is it the softest on paint? Absolutely not. But again, it's soft enough on paint, and it's, you know, smooth enough to where you aren't just going to absolutely just start slicing and dicing paint and turn into a flamethrower. Yeah, throughout the day, if it gets colder or if the paint's kind of then you might be able to, you might get some ball breaks, that kind of stuff. You might get some chopping going on, but that's about it. So in general, would I use this gun in a tournament? Hell yes. Would I buy this gun? Hell no. And I'm going to just, before I get into if I'm going to buy this gun or not, I want to take a second and break down this gun, show you the maintenance of it, how easy it is. I'm just going to basically do the bolt for you guys, take the bolt apart, and then I'm going to talk about the rest of why I would not buy this gun. Alright, so how you service your Gtek. Again, toolless bolt exit. So you grab some grease that is normally Dow 55, or not Dow 55, as long as it's not Dow 55, make sure that it's you know, Dow 33 or an equivalent, so as in Smart Parts grease, as in Slick, Honey, the Monkey Poo is fine, anything that is like a Dow 33 and not a Dow 55. Dow 55 likes to swell O-rings, so as long as it's like a 33, you can even use hater sauce in the winter time, or, you know, in the fall or anything like that. Really, really awesome lube if you're experiencing bolt stick or anything of that matter. So basically, what I like to do is I just like to wipe off the outside with a towel or a microfiber, however you want to do it. Normally I use microfibers, but towel to keep, you know, the surface I'm working on nice and clean. So I like to double up towels normally. So how you're going to do this is, just comes apart really, really easy. This is their, I can't remember, do they call it their gamma core or something like that? I don't know. Push the bolt tip through. It's going to be stuck in there. So you can have one or two options. You can do it like the die way, and you can take this O-ring and push it, or take off the O-ring. With this one, it's not that bad. You can actually, you know, push it right out. Really not that big of a deal. My hands are really lubed up. This is basically as far as you're really going to need to go. Let me see. Sometimes you can get other pieces separated, but so I'm just wiping down every single O-ring that I need, that needs to be O-ringed, is getting cleaned right now. Is getting wiped down. And if you want, there you go. My hands are too oily. Then you can get out the rest of the core. I'm just gonna take it apart and show you. So this part hasn't been cleaned in God knows how long. Like I said, we haven't cleaned this in forever. You can tell the back of this is actually like a black color. So that's kind of funny. So I'm just gonna start wiping everything down. I'm gonna be doing some of it off camera just because, like I said, you can't. I'm just cleaning it with a towel, so. But yeah, so you just want to wipe down all the O-rings. I basically made a video about how to do general gun maintenance on your gun. This is very, very simple. There's nothing crazy that you have to do with this. There's actually one internal O-ring right in here I like to clean out. Make sure that you get the bolt tip. Normally that gets really the most dirty. That's because that is where all the lube and the gunk likes to really sit, and you have most of your dirt and everything right there. So basically once you're done here, now all you have to do is just lube everything. It's really, let me get everything back into the shot, but I mean it's very, very easy bolt to work with. This is the spring that keeps everything under tension. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a geo bolt, and I'm going to show you the difference between this and the IV core. So as you can see, there is some similarities. Obviously the can is a little bit different. You know, the core drive, everything is just all a little bit different in some ways. So, but this is the IV core right here. As you can see, the bolt tip is actually longer than that bolt tip. It just, you know, there's not really, there's some differences, but they turn out to be major differences once, you know, you actually start shooting it. So basically this would be, you can sort of see it's sort of made similar on the same platform as the Geo. Not exactly like the Geo, not 100% identical that the Geo is built on, but you know, it sort of gives you an idea. It's basically all made out of the same material. The bolt tip is very much the same. This obviously has the soft tip. This one doesn't. I'm gonna just get the lube out of the way. So I mean, there is some similarities that carry over, but obviously it's not 100% the same. But I just kind of wanted to show you that since I have a Geo. A lot of people don't know that I actually have a Geo, but yes, I have a Geo. So that's basically it. So let me get all my Geo crap out of the way, and basically how you lube it is you just take a little bit of lube and you work from the inside. I like to just take a little bit of lube, and I like to lube these back, you know, that didn't get clean enough. I like to lube the back O-rings first. Just give it a little bit. You don't need a ton. You can see how much I put on there. There's not a lot of standing lube or anything like that. So nothing crazy, nice and slick. And again, remember that there is an internal O-ring. Put one on the inside. So as you can see, now you just slowly just place the gun back together. It's very, very simple. So I'm gonna just lube up the rest of it, place the gun back together, and we will do the conclusion. So one last thought before I really get into the conclusion. The Planet Eclipse Etha, we always get questions on, oh, is the Planet Eclipse Etha good, blah, blah. That gun was an absolute failure. It sucked. I don't care what you say. It vibrates like crazy. It has a terrible shot quality. The 3 that I shot couldn't shoot any type of brittle paint. And like I said, it just vibrated like crazy. It was like it was like every time I shot, it was like a vibrator, just in your hands. And it was loud. I mean, it was louder. I mean, it was kind of loud for a spool, I guess you can say. There was just, you can't look at the Etha and be like, damn, I'm going to buy the Etha because of this awesome feature or because it has this awesome shot quality. No, you don't buy an Etha because of the shot quality. You don't buy an Etha because it has an on-off ASA. Why do you buy the Etha in the first place? Because it's made by Planet Eclipse, and because Planet Eclipse is the best gun company in the world. But they certainly proved that the Planet Eclipse Etha was a god-awful gun. And if you don't think that I'm correct on that, even Hustle Paintball, at the time when they were making videos, they even said that the Etha was a failure of a gun when they were testing the Gtek 5. They even said, yeah, we love Planet Eclipse, but they made a shitty gun. And when I heard that they were coming out with another spool valve-ish gun to sort of compete with the lower end Geo, to be a lower end Geo, I just kind of was like, I don't want another Etha. They better do good. They better do really good. And you know what? They have done really, really good. And this is not an Etha. You cannot compare this to an Etha. This is just such an awesome built, proven platform right here. Just one of the only other problems that I have with Planet Eclipse is that this gun has been out for like maybe a year-ish, not even a year yet. And there's already a teaser of a Gtek /R on their Facebook page and on their YouTube. I think it was on their YouTube channel. So they're already releasing another one of these when this one's already perfectly fine. So if you guys are into buy-sell trading, your resale is going to go down on this. But just the fact that Planet Eclipse pumps out so many guns so fast is that the value of this gun, and if you go out and bought this gun this year, 2015, now you don't have the newest gun on the market. You know, you don't have the cool Gtek anymore, which just kind of bothers me because why do they need to make another one? There's no point. This gun is already, it's proven. That's the thing, is that this gun is already proven to work, and we've tested that. We've proven that. We proved that at Living Legends to everyone. The weather was you know, and we proved that to all the people that wanted to come and shoot our guns. We gave them this, and we let you guys go out and shoot it, and you know what? It was proven to work. So why do they just keep on releasing more stuff? To me, I want them to keep this gun for a little bit longer and not make such fast improvements, because if the new Gtek comes out and it has the same grip frame and it has, you know, no OLED board, which I'm going to get into in a minute, and it has just some of the only thing that they change is just the gas through grip, like this, like the Geos and that, the, you know, 3.1 to 3.5 have, and the LV one. If they just change the gas grip and they maybe change it to all metal, I'm gonna be a little salty, because it's not needed. Okay, you don't need the gas through grip. It's just not needed. So that's sort of how I feel on possibly a new Gtek coming out, and that's one reason why I'm not going to buy it, is because why would I buy a Gtek now, or why would you buy a Gtek, you know, 2-3 months ago, when you know World Cup is coming up and Planet Eclipse is obviously going to release something new and fantastic. But that's the thing, is it going to be new and fantastic, or is it just going to have a gas through grip and it be just a nice fat composite grip or metal grip? That's sort of, yeah, anyways. Would I buy this gun? And like I said before I brought the camera and did the maintenance, would I buy this gun? Quite honestly, no. And it's not because I just don't like the gun, because I do like this gun. It's not that it has a bad shot quality. It shoots fine. It's not the smoothest gun in the world. I said I would use this in a tournament, but the reason why is the same reason why I wouldn't buy the Etech 5. Why would I be buying Etech 5? Because for one, the board on this is garbage, okay? That's one thing that I didn't really talk about until now, because the board is just absolute horse trash. It's terrible. It's hard to configure. I just hate this board. It is like, I hate it. I just dislike this board. It's almost like they made this board so shitty. I don't know, it's like they made it so shitty that they want you to buy the upgraded OLED board. Another reason why I want to buy it is the barrel. I can't use this stock barrel. It's no, I can't. We've used it, and I went out and used it, and just for me, I just cannot stand it. It's just not ball on ball. It's just too big of a bore. It's just not as consistent as I want it to be, and I know that it's the barrel and not my paint, because I would switch back and forth every single point. So I'd use the stock barrel, I'd put my boomstick on it, or I'd put an ultralight on it, or I'd put my Bob Long barrel on it, or even my Empire Super Freak. I tested out with all these barrels, and it's just the barrel. I cannot stand this barrel. And put my boomstick on it, or I put a Super Freak on it, you know, my Vanquish barrel or something, and it was just ball on ball every single time, and it was nice and consistent. This gun shoots consistently, like I said. There's no major issues with this gun. It shoots very consistent, very well. Hence why I would use it in a tournament, but still, I would need another barrel for it. Granted, we're just going to pretend that I don't have a barrel. So say I'm a newer player, I don't have a barrel, so and I want to buy a Gtek. For me personally, I would buy a barrel for it. So you're looking at for a good barrel, okay? I'm not talking some CP $10 barrel on A&S gear that they're just trying to blow out the door because they have too many of them. I'm talking a decent barrel. I'm talking a die boomstick. I'm talking an ultralight, a super freak, that kind of stuff. Even, let's just even say the MacDev shift kits. Or, you know what, let's just say the Shaft 5 barrel. By the time you invest in that, let's just say for argument $100, okay? Just $100. Doesn't matter new or used. So right now you're at $650. I paid $600. I paid less than $600 for a Geo 3, a Geo 3.1, which already has a better barrel. It has the OLED board. It has an IV core in it, which is what the 3.5 and GSL or GSL we're using, and it has the better solenoid flow controller, whatever it is. And then you still haven't upgraded your board yet, okay? So then you have to pay another god-awful, whatever, over $50, $75. So you're basically at $700 is $650. No, yeah, because you're paying so you're at about $700 just for this gun now. Now, obviously, you can do what we do and just not upgrade it, because we did this without upgrading it. And I'm not going to lie, everyone had the same problems. Barrel is garbage, board is terrible. That's what Jacob said, that's what Nick said. Basically, we would all upgrade the same things, and that is what we would upgrade, and we're not big upgrade Nazis on our guns. I said the same thing about the Etec 5. Is the Etec 5 way better than the Etec 4? Hell yes, there is a ton of awesome improvement, and Planet Eclipse is right there. The grip frame is too fat for me, the grips were meh, you know, and the composite parts are sort of whatever to me. It just feels cheap and plasticky, but still, it's not like it takes away performance. It's not like the composite parts are that big of a deal. Now, to me, obviously, I like the aluminum parts, but I didn't really touch on that because I don't really care. It's not like it really matters that, you know, it comes with that. I could care less, to be quite honest with you. Now that I sort of said that, you know, some people say, oh, it has composite parts. Well, yeah, but they're not like, it's not like plastic, like it's gonna fall apart. Okay, real handguns have composite parts in them, so it's not really that big of a deal. It's strong, it's gonna withstand anything that you really put up to it. So without even getting into composite parts or anything like that, just the fact that I can buy a used Geo, I can buy a used Geo 3 with an IV core in it that's gonna shoot better, that has a nicer barrel, nicer grip frame and ergonomics because it's not as fat. Already has an OLED board for less than this does brand new. Me personally, I'm a used guy. I like buying used markers because I get the most value out of my money. Same thing, would I buy the Etec 4? No, hell no. Why would I buy an Etec 4 when I can buy an Ego 11 with a dart kit that shoots smoother? We had them side by side, and we both, you know, Jacob and I, and Nick, I believe Nick was in that video, and said, yeah, we don't care what Planet Eclipse says. We just shot these guns side by side, and the dart kit definitely shoots better than the Etec 5. So with that being said, would I personally buy it? No. Now, I know not everyone is into the used market. Now, obviously, if you're not into the used market and you're not into doing that kind of stuff, then hell yes, this is a great gun. But like I said, just be ready to shell out some money for upgrades. Again, by the time you shell out monies for upgrading this gun, just think about this, okay? If you're, say, for argument, you're at about $700 for this gun right here. So say you spend $700 total. By the time you get a board and a brand new barrel in it, go research how much a Smart Parts shocker costs. I would own a Smart Parts shocker, or not a, I'm sorry, an RSX shocker. Now, it's not Smart Parts. I did that in the review too. Go research how much an RSX costs, an RSX shocker, and then figure out, the RSX shocker, which shoots smoother, has a better barrel already has a better board, is lighter, is thinner, has better grips, a better grip frame, a better all-around everything, for now, instead of $700, just $800 new. That's kind of a no-brainer to me as well, now because there's a gun in the $800 market that's really worth buying. So would I buy this new? Probably not. That's why. If I'm in a tournament and my gun goes down, am I gonna go rock this gun out? Hell yes. One of the guys on Team Insanity, Blake, who's been playing with us, he uses a Gtek in all of our tournaments. And let me tell you, we've been doing pretty decent in our tournaments. So Again, it's not just because of the price point doesn't mean that you can't use this in a tournament. So I don't want to discourage you guys from that. So overall, it's a great gun. It is solid. I am very happy that it's not an Etha at all. So this isn't even in the same ballpark. Like I said, I would not buy this gun, but I would. If I was buying new, I would totally buy it. If the shocker wasn't, around. But still, so I just sort of hope this review helps you out. It's a great gun overall. There's nothing that I really have to say bad for other than the grip frame, the barrel, and the board. Which, again, the grip frame, I kind of told you, I sort of just got used to it, so it's not that big of a deal to me. So I hope you guys sort of enjoy this video. I hope that it helps you guys with your search. If you guys are on the fence about buying one, go ahead and try it out. Like I said, if you guys ever see Team Insanity at your fields, we play in Michigan a lot, so because we live here, but if you guys ever see us at any fields and you guys ever want to try any guns or anything like that and you want to test something out, just let us know. And we've let a lot of people shoot this gun at our field. So again, a lot of paintballers are out there for each other. So if you're at the field and someone has a Gtek, just be like, hey man, you think I can, go shoot a little bit with that? And then try it out before you buy it. So that's sort of my last tip for you. Great gun. Plain Eclipse is doing great. I'm kind of curious to see if it is a new Gtek that they're releasing, but I'm pretty positive it is. So yeah, thanks for watching.